I can absolutely knock Ilia Topuria out on the White House lawn.
How do you know that?
Because I know how crazy this game is. I know the power I possess. I know the skill that I have.
He
I know
possesses a lot of power.
Of course, he could knock me out also.
Right.
But there's no way to find out. And I also will. I just want the chance.
You want him?
Of course.
That's right.
Yeah, he's the champion. He's the champion. He finished Volkanovski, finished Holloway. If I could do it, it will be the best script. Then I will believe this is all simulation. 100%. Because it'll be crazy. And that's what I'm here for, to do something fucking crazy.
What if you win and you do it by knocking him out? Is that something that would make you retire as well? You said you would retire with a knockout loss. Would you retire with a knockout win?
I already let you get me in trouble once with money.
How is that trouble? How's that trouble? All they do is call you back and offer you more money to stay. I mean,
if I knock out Ilia Topuria, I'm sure I would keep fighting.
Mm-hmm. And if you lost by knockout to him, you would retire.
If I lost by knockout to a bicycle in between, then I would be done. Like I would not allowing myself to get these traumatic brain injuries.
And he drops his hand. He wants to throw his uppercut, and that moment, Ilia gonna overhook him and knock him out right away. Because he has no chin. Even like Perry, he touched him so easy, and he was bubbling. You know, his legs was shaking.
Yeah.
I'll just lay it out there. Ilia's striking is leagues above everybody.
Yeah.
Like just about everybody in the UFC.
Yeah, man.
You know, and the wrestling and jiu-jitsu is there as well.
Mm-hmm.
His timing, his instincts, his instinct to fire off in his.
All right. So erase everything you think you understand about fighting ability. Because what actually makes a phenomenon like Ilia Topuria different isn't only his razor-sharp striking or some secret grappling skill. No, it runs much deeper. It's something raw and instinctive. A nearly savage, animal-level awareness. That lightning-fast, predator-style timing that controls every action he takes. His counters aren't simple reactions to opponents. They are violent, per-planned shots delivered with ruthless accuracy. He doesn't walk into the octagon just to compete. He walks in to stalk prey. And here's the brutal reality most people are still missing when they make fight predictions. You can analyze technique forever. You can study every jab and every feint. But when it's all said and done, only one fighter enters that cage carrying the destiny of a champion. Topuria, the way he operates, he recognizes the finishing strike before it even becomes real. That's not just analyst hype. That's a clear, undeniable blueprint of a future ruler of the division. Accept that, and you'll see why trying to force this fight into a 50-50 matchup is already a losing argument.
That fought Paddy won't beat Ilia right now.
Yeah.
But that's not saying that we'll see that Gaethje when he fights Ilia. And maybe that was just the game plan for Paddy to just make it doggy.
Honestly, I think it's the more competitive fight here because of how willing and how dangerous Gaethje is, to trade on the feet. This is a guy who's not going to be afraid of anybody. If he believes that the guy across from him is going to try to punch him or strike his way to victory.
Listen carefully. If you honestly think Justin Gaethje is just going to walk in and throw down in some brainless brawl, then you haven't been paying attention at all. Think back to those brutal wars with fighters like Dustin Poirier. That wasn't random chaos. That was a calculated decision. A specific tool used for a specific battle plan against a smart, dangerous predator like Topuria. You're not going to see reckless, all-out pressure from the first second. Instead, you're going to see evolution. A fighter who reshapes his entire style to match the exact danger standing across from him. This is where weak contenders collapse and real legends are built under pressure. It's not only about Gaethje's toughness or willingness to exchange in close range. It's about his elite fight intelligence. Knowing the exact second when total destruction needs to be unleashed. Lock this into your mind. Real champions aren't just violent. They are master planners of destruction. They don't simply fight. They reshape themselves completely depending on the opponent in front of them.
It's going to be a very, very tough fight for him. If Topuria is in his peak form and mentally fit and able, I think it's going to be a tough fight for Gaethje. No question about it. But I think Gaethje will welcome that trade any day.
I'm the only one that knows how hard I work.
I'm the only one that can trust in the preparation. I'm the only one that...
You've heard endless analysis and endless predictions from experts. But what Justin Gaethje just shows is the raw, honest reality of a fighter's spirit. His preparation, his readiness isn't guesswork or positive thinking. It's something much darker. Something built through brutal, lonely training sessions. The kind of isolated grind that no analyst, no rival fighter, nobody outside that life can truly understand or copy. And that is his real advantage. People can talk about fight IQ all day. They can analyze every technique. But when everything else disappears, when the lights are burning bright and the cage locks shut, it all comes down to one thing. Pure, unbreakable belief in yourself while chaos explodes around you. That is the true difference. The massive gap between a normal contender and a fully proven, elite champion. Lock that reality deep into your mind.
Since I was a small child, I've sacrificed everything to be in this position right now. And if I'm going to bet on someone or something, it's going to be on myself.
I could see him waiting for Ilia, which we didn't talk about that matchup. Early thoughts on that one. Fucking horrible matchup for Justin.
Yeah.
Horrible matchup for Justin. How he was eating uppercuts with Patty, and then how he doesn't avoid punches very well. He just makes sure,
You hear that unbreakable confidence, that absolute, rock-solid self-belief. That right there is the foundation of a real champion. A mindset built through years of extreme sacrifice and relentless, punishing dedication. But here's the harsh reality most people don't want to accept. Even that level of mental strength, that legendary toughness, cannot overcome the cold, unforgiving truth of the octagon when matched against the wrong tactical opponent. Gaethje versus Topuria. That matchup specifically creates a strategic nightmare for Justin. And here's exactly why. His defensive weaknesses, those moments where he absorbs uppercuts and leaves openings, those aren't small mistakes against someone like Pereira. But against a clinical finisher like Ilia, that loose guard becomes a disaster waiting to unfold. Everyone, and I mean everyone, praises Justin's warrior mentality, and they should. But here's the detail you're missing. The most important factor people overlook. The greatest warriors aren't just fearless. They're nearly impossible to hit clean when it truly matters. Topuria doesn't just throw strikes. He delivers calculated, devastating damage with clear intent behind every single shot. If you keep absorbing punishment the way Justin has throughout his career, you're not building the image of an untouchable legend. You're slowly becoming a marked target against a sniper-level striker.
And his ability to throw punches and avoid being hit there and then land, make you miss, and then land again. That's bad fucking business for JG, bro.
No, Ilia's at another speed, another type of athlete. And Gaethje always has the same mistakes he's always made on the stand. He's still making them. And when he's lunging in, getting hit with those rights, Ilia does the same thing. He's going to cancel his career on the spot. He's going to put a stop payment on all that shit right on the spot. You know, I think Ilia will get him, Gaethje out of the round one type shit.
It was so funny. It was so funny when I was like legit, like 100.
Now listen. Forget every casual prediction you've heard so far, because reality just hit hard. Ilia Topuria isn't simply quick. He's functioning on an entirely different level of combat awareness, a speed and accuracy that makes most fighters look delayed. Now, Justin Gaethje's heart, that pure warrior mindset, is exactly what made him a legend in the sport. No one can ever take that away from him. But here's where the danger lies. His patterns, those same setups he's used over and over during his career. Against a calculated killer like Ilia, those aren't just habits anymore. They become written invitations to danger. Here's the truth you need to lock into your mind. Inside the brutal environment of the octagon, heart alone is never enough when your opponent is operating several levels ahead mentally. True champions change and evolve completely. Contenders usually repeat the same approach, hoping for a different result. This isn't just another fight on the schedule. This is a brutal test of who can break past their current limits and enter an entirely new level of warfare.
Do we really have to do this? And I said to them, I said to the whole media room, I go, does anyone in this room think that Justin Gaethje is going to win that fight? I said, the cameras are pointed at me. I said, no one's going to see you put your hand up because the cameras are all pointed at me. Bro, of 100 of the media, of the UFC media people, not a single person put their hand up. And I was like, wow, why do we... Well, I'm not being sad. Like, I like Justin Gaethje.
Do you want to understand what real fight IQ actually means? It's not just flashy techniques or highlight reel submissions. It's about walking into a space where every expert has already written you off. Every single one counting Justin out. Every single one already picturing Topia as the future undisputed champion. That's the ruthless mathematics of this sport. The media already builds the story. They already decide the ending before the fight even starts. But listen carefully to this. That's where people completely misunderstand the true warrior mentality. They forget, or maybe choose to ignore, that inside the unpredictable chaos of the octagon, one moment.
To do it in a more measured way, avoid the uppercuts better, the knees and stuff like that. But you think you're going to beat Ilia, moving back? I think the best guy who could do that is Max with his great footwork. And Ilia was able to find those low kicks and take out the footwork of Max Holloway and find the finish. So it's not a bad idea for Justin to think about pressure.
One perfectly timed counter can destroy any narrative, any prediction, any so-called guaranteed outcome. Never underestimate the fighter who refuses to quit, who refuses to follow the expected script. That right there is the difference between a fighter who hopes for luck and a legend who creates his own destiny.